Huskies franchise, and in Week 13, we're taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home, and they are 5-6 on the season. We are 3-7, I believe. And James Aldridge will be kicking it deep to begin this one. As Week 13 is underway. As the Buccaneers will knee the ball. We're 3-8, not 3-7. I don't know why I just thought about that, but we're 3-8. As Ian Harrison, 2,200 yards on the season, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. We've got to make our little adjustments real quick. First down from the 25-yard line to begin the game. Ian under center here. And the Buccaneers have a huge hole to run through. Gage quickly able to close it as Hayward's able to pick about 6 on the play. As it will be 2nd and 4 from the 31. As Johnson with a great tackle on 2nd and 4 to make it a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 here. Can the defense get off the field on 3rd and 1? As Willie and McMillan able to hit Hayward in the backfield for a loss of 2, and it's going to be a 3 and out to begin the game for the Buccaneers. Great start on defense for the Huskies. The Buccaneers are on a little bit of a winning streak as Connor able to pick up about 4-5 on the punt return. As they started the season 0-4, and they're 5-6 now, so they won. They're 5-2 since starting 0-4, and Josh has 2,400 yards on the season, 18 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and he is 2 touchdowns away from doubling his career high, as it's 1st and 10 from the 26, and it'll be a handoff to Drew Stevens, and Stevens has a huge hole. And I'm sure you guys aren't too focused on the offensive line, well, numbers wise, but Daniel Fernandez, rookie left tackle, will be starting in replace of Claiborne as he's dealing with an injury. As Josh hits Jason Blacklock on the comeback route for a 20-yard pickup. Good throw and catch right there on 1st down. The Huskies are already on the Tampa Bay side of the field, the 37-yard line. As Josh hits Kylo across the middle, another 1st down Huskies. 3 plays, 3 first downs as that one goes for 12 from Kylo. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25, and Josh in an I formation here. It's a play action pass. And Josh tries to hit Hunter. Just barely misses him as he gets hit on the play. As we decided that Claiborne wasn't fit to go this game, and Daniel Fernandez was the better option. As Josh just checks that ball down to Damian Harrison for a 7-yard pickup. As Damian gets his first catch of the game, and now it's 3rd and 3 from the 18-yard line. Can the Huskies cash in here? Danny Barnes in the backfield. Josh is going to hand the ball off to Danny Barnes, who has a nice hole pickup of 8. Now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 9. 1st and goal, 2 tight end set here. Josh and gun, Stevens to the right. Hunter coming in motion. And it's a pitch play to Hunter that's blown up by the defense, and a loss of 4 on the play. Loss of 2. Could have swore we were at the 8, but loss of 2. 2nd and goal from the 12. As Josh is picked off trying to hit Hunter across the middle. What a play by Bush to jump the route as Hunter thought he was open, sat down in the middle of the zone. Josh tried to fit one in there, tight window, but ended up being picked off. As Grimes and Johnson forces a fumble there, and Gage is able to pick it up. And the Huskies are back in the red zone. As I get an achievement, I don't know if you guys can see that. But a 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line now. Josh goes across the middle of the field to Damian on 1st down. Pickup of 7 on the play. There's a 2nd and 3 from the 6-yard line. Hands the ball off to Drew Stevens, and Stevens into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. And the Huskies go up 7-0 on the game to begin this one, as the offense is looking a lot better. As James Aldridge will kick this one deep once again. And the Bucs will knee it once again in the end zone. And here comes Hayward, who just fumbled. And here comes Ian. 1st and 10 now from the 25. They give it right back to Hayward, and Hayward able to pick up 9.5 on the play. Shows you how much trust they have in Hayward to pick up right where he left off before the fumble, and picks up 9.5 here as the tight end is in motion. As McMillan is pancaked on the play, and Hayward picks up the 1st down before Wilcox is able to tackle him, and the Bucs have a bunch formation here on 1st and 10. Harrison drops back, checks the ball down to Hayward, able to pick up 7 on the play. And it's kind of been all Hayward so far for the Bucs offense, as no one else has really gotten involved yet. As it's 2nd and 3 from the 47-yard line. And Grimes caused a little bit of pressure, and McMillan finally able to tackle the big tight end Braggs on the play after a pickup of 7 though. It's now going to be a 1st and 10 from the 46. The Bucs go with another run, and Grimes and Carrington able to tackle Hayward for only a gain of 2. As we're nearing the end of the 1st quarter here. Only 15 seconds left. It's going to be a 2nd and 8 from the 44. The Bucs do not have to hike the ball, but it looks like Harrison is switching the play at the line. And the Huskies come with a blitz, and Johnson's able to hit Harrison before he gets the ball off. 8 seconds remain in this 1st quarter. It's a 3rd and 8 from the 44. And easy pitch and catches. Harrison hits his receiver right up the seam, and it's a 1st down to Shepard. And that will end this 1st quarter as the Bucs are moving on the Husky side of the field at the 24-yard line after a 20-yard gain. It's going to be 1st and 10 now. Harrison under center. Switching the play at the line of scrimmage. As Dylan is put in a blender on that one. As Braggs, what a route by Braggs on that play. Dylan had no chance to stop him, and it's a touchdown Bucs, tying the game up on the 1st play of the 2nd quarter. 7-7. The Bucs kick this one deep. It's a little too deep for Gage to return it, and he'll just knee it in the end zone. So here comes Josh in the offense. The offense bounced back nicely after that turnover in the 1st drive. It's got to be a 1st and 10 from the 25 as hand the ball off to Drew Stevens on the RPO, and Stevens able to pick up 6 on the play. Gonna be a 2nd and 4 now from the 31-yard line. Josh in an empty set here. Has tried to hit Jason Blacklock, and just an awful throw. Is don't know where that one was even going. It's now going to be a 3rd and 4 from the 31-yard line. Stevens to the left of Josh here. As Hunter's wide open on 1st or 3rd down, picks up the first, tries to make one dude miss, not able to, as 3 Buccaneers were able to tackle him. It's now going to be a 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. As Josh is going to hit Damien on the drag route for a gain of 6. The Huskies are moving the ball. Close to midfield now on a 2nd and 4. That was Damien's 2nd catch of the game. And it's going to be a counter play on 2nd and 4. Drew Stevens hits the hole nicely. Picks up a nice chunk on the gain. Now going to be a 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Josh under center. It's a play action pass. As he sees Kylo wide open, hits Kylo. Able to catch it down at the 17-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there from Josh to Kylo. It's now going to be a 1st and 10. Danny Barnes in the backfield, and he motions out to the right. Empty set now for the Huskies. As Josh tried to hit Hunter on the back shoulder, just unable to fit the ball in there. Great play by the DB. Now it's a 2nd and 10. Josh under center, 2 tight ends on the field. As Josh is gonna try and check it down to Drew Stevens, and he's lucky that one wasn't picked. As Rainey had 2 hands on the ball, just unable to bring it in. Now it's gonna be a 3rd and 10 for the Huskies at the 17-yard line. Josh steps up in the pocket, tries to run, and Moody and company unable. Don't allow Josh to run, as he's sacked for a loss of 1, and Sammy Leak will have to come out and kick the field goal and put the Huskies back up by 3. That's what we got to get used to with the Huskies, trying to play with a lead, as we're not too familiar with that yet, but we'd like to. As James Aldridge kicks that one deep into the end zone, and the Bucs will start at the 25-yard line as Cole Baggs, 2 catches for 31 yards and a touchdown, as we saw his nasty route last time out on Dylan for the touchdown, and the Bucs flipped the play at the line, and don't like this as the defense seems to be out of sort now, and they're going across the middle of the field in a huge play for the Bucs, and that's going to be a touchdown. As they went across the middle of the field to Shepard, and Shepard caught it, broke 1 tackle off of Wilcox, and nobody was in front. And the Buccaneers on 1 play take their first lead of the game, as they go up 14-10 after a 75-yard passing touchdown. As Gage will be able to return this one, as he catches it from the 1-yard line. Tries to make one man miss, but tackled from behind. Only able to get it from the 21, and see Drew Stevens' numbers so far this game. He's looked really good. Has looked like Rookie of the Year Drew Stevens. Now going to be 1st and 10 from the 21. Hands the ball off to Drew Stevens, and Stevens has a big hole as he hits the edge, and Stevens able to bring it down to the 46-yard line. And a Buccaneers defensive player is hurt. But Drew Stevens is looking fast and looking very good so far. Now it's 1st and 10. As Josh is just going to check it down to Jason Blacklock, who picks up 6 on the play. As the Buccaneers are kind of keeping everything in front of them, not letting these Husky receivers get downfield. As it's 2nd and 4 from the 48. There's another handoff to Drew Stevens, and Stevens tries to truck his way through one defender, not able to. Only a gain of 2. It's now going to be a 3rd and 2 from the 45-yard line. Josh under center. 2 receivers to the left. It's going to be a play action pass here, as he's just going to check it down to Stevens, who picks up the first down and a little bit more. Now the Huskies have a new set of downs, as there's 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Josh back under center with a bunch formation to the right. It's another play action pass here, as Josh senses the blitz and checks it down to Stevens, and Stevens picks up 7 on the play. It's now 2nd and 3 from the 32. Buccaneers not letting anything deep, not letting anything over their head, as once again, nearly picked off as Josh tried to hit Hunter on the drag route. Good play by that linebacker. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now from the 32. Huskies can't keep settling for 3, as Josh hits Drew Stevens once again, and oh no, Drew Stevens now holding his leg on the play, barely able to put any pressure on it, and Danny Barnes will have to step in, as it's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, and that it doesn't look like it's good, as Josh checks it down once again to Damien, who lays his shoulder into the defender, as Drew Stevens only has an ankle bruise, and we are lucky for that, as he'll be back onto the field. As it's now going to be a 2nd and 3. 2 running back set here with Drew Stevens back after the 2-minute warning from the 18-yard line now. As Josh had Kylo running to the back of the end zone, as he was going to be wide open, but is hit on the throw and just unable to get enough under it, and he is picked off for the 2nd time this game, as Josh is now starting to struggle. 1st and 10 from the 21 for the Bucs. As good coverage underneath from Gage forces a throwaway from Harrison. It's now 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. Huskies send a blitz. Nearly picked by Gage as he read that screen all the way, as they just kind of threw it into the ground right there. It's now going to be a 3rd and 10 from the 21-yard line, as the Buccaneers will just run the ball, and Huskies force a punt after a 3 and out after they pick on on offense. Can't English right now, but the Huskies are getting the ball back as Connor Kelly is back there, and he takes one to the right. And Connor just isn't fast enough to hit that burst of speed to the edge, as we're happy Drew Stevens is back in this one with only an ankle bruise. We're very lucky it wasn't anything more than an ankle bruise, as it's 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. The Huskies would like to put up some points on the board this time, as a bad throw, as Crockett is hurt on the play for the Buccaneers. A bad throw by Josh. He's lucky that one actually wasn't accurate, as that might have been picked off, but it's now 2nd and 10 from the 34. As Damien going across the middle of the field, and a great catch by Damien on the play brings the Huskies down to the 35-yard line. It's now a 1st and 10, as that was Damien's 4th catch of the game. As Jason nearly had a catch, and a good play by the DB. Rice on the outside to force an incompletion right there. As it's now 2nd and 10, 2 receivers to the left and 2 tight ends, and now Drew Stevens is in motion. It's going to be an empty set for Josh on 2nd and 10 from the 35. As the blitz came and Josh tried to get it to Hunter, just poor accuracy on the play, and it's going to be a 3rd and long now. 43 seconds left in the quarter. Josh hikes the ball from gun and goes to Jason Blacklock across the middle of the field, and a diving catch from Jason. Great effort on the play, And it's now going to be a 1st and 10 from the 38 with 16 seconds left. And this Huskies offense will have to go a little bit faster. As Josh is sacked on the play, and Huskies will have to burn their final timeout. As a bad sack from Josh right there. As they're going back to the 2 running back set. 2nd and 15 from the 21 now. As Josh misses Jason across the middle of the field. Once again, kind of lucky it wasn't accurate, as that one might have been picked as well. Now it's trips to the left for Josh. Danny Barnes in the backfield. And Danny is motioned out to the right. 3rd and 15 from the 21-yard line. As Josh hits Jason, unable to hang on to it as he's hit hard on the play. It was a bad throw behind the receiver. And Sammy Leak will have to come out and kick a field goal for the Huskies. As they go down 1 now. As Jason Blackburn was wide open on the play, and just a bad throw from Josh to lead him back into harm's way. And the Bucs are going to get the ball back with 20 seconds left. Don't know if they're going to try anything. They might just come out, run the ball once, take it in the half. As that's what it looks like they're going to do. It's going to be 1st and 10 now. The Bucs do run the ball, and Dylan's able to tackle Hayward only for a gain of 6. And they're not going to hike the ball once more, and we are headed to halftime, 14-13. Bucs are on top so far. And the Huskies are going to have to... They've played decently well on offense and defense, for that matter. Just kind of finish out the game strong and clean up on the little mistakes that they've made so far. As this one is booted into the end zone way too deep. Nearly kicked a field goal from that distance. It's now going to be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Another 2 tight ends set here for the Huskies. As Hunter Purcell's in motion to fake to Hunter. And Drew Stevens is lifted up off the ground hard by I don't think it was Crockett, but Crockett is hurt on the play. As Stevens, I'm surprised he isn't hurt from that. It's now going to be 2nd and 13 from the 22-yard line. As Josh goes through his reads, nothing's open, and checks it down to Drew Stevens, who trucks his way through 1 defender until 2 more come and help out. It's now going to be a 3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. Bucs would like to get off the field here. The Huskies want to keep this drive moving. As Josh is picked off for the 3rd time this game. As the linebacker baited him into throwing that. As Josh thought it was man across the board. And the linebacker backed off and picked him off. It's now going to be 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. As Grimes gets pressure on Harrison. That was it, a little behind the tight end, and who isn't able to hang on to that ball. It's now going to be a 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 10 from the 24. Don't know where I got the number 15 from. As it's a toss play to Hayward, and Johnson's able to make a great diving tackle on Hayward for only a gain of 1. It's now going to be a 3rd and 9 from the 23-yard line. Huskies would like to get off the field here, hold him to 3 as Grimes gets pressure and the sack onto Harrison. Loss of 9 on the play for the first sack of the game for the Huskies. Now it's going to be a 4th and 18, and the Bucs are going to try and kick the field goal. It's a 49-yard field goal, and it is up, and it's right down the middle for the Buccaneers as they take a 17-13 lead. The Buccaneers will kick this one off after picking Josh off for the 3rd time, as Gage will return this one from a couple yards deep into the end zone, just only able to bring it to the 22-yard line. as Drew Stevens is looking to have more success like he had in the first half. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. As Josh is sacked by Rainey on the blitz, and an awful way to start the drive after the turnover. And now it's 2nd and 16, and this offense just keeps going backwards. But Drew Stevens breaks one tackle, spins out of it, able to pick up 10 on the play. What a run by Drew Stevens. Great run by Drew right there. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 6. Danny Barnes is on the field for the Huskies. Doesn't go in motion this play, as Josh checks it down to Jamal Lacey, who ends up dropping it. Wouldn't have been enough for the first anyways. Now the Huskies are gonna have to punt the ball. Can the defense get one more stop for this Huskies team? As the Bucs bring it to the 32 on the punt return. It's now gonna be 1st and 10 from the 32. Trips to the left of Harrison. As Hayward able to pick up the 1st down on the 1st down run. Harrison now under center on 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Now flipping the play at the line. As the Huskies sent a blitz, and Dillon lays out Stevens, the tight end, but hangs on to it. It's now going to be 1st and 10 from the 34. Bucs run it once more, and Dillon is stiff-armed on the play, but finally brought down is Hayward down to the 22, and this is looking bad for the Huskies, as we've seen this recipe before. As Caden and CJ couldn't get off their blocks, and McMillan finally able to bring down Hayward after Dillon slowed them up. It's now going to be a 2nd and 3 from the 15-yard line. As Johnson nearly picked him off, and Shepard dives into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the game. And Johnson was a split second too late. Johnson might have tipped the ball, but unfortunately didn't catch it, as it was a touchdown Buccaneers, and the Huskies are now down 11 in this one, as the offense has stalled out in back-to-back drives. As they look to get going late in the 3rd quarter here. Down 11. Hand the ball off to Drew Stevens, who takes one. Had a huge hole on the cutback lane. Only able to pick up 4 on the play, though. It's now going to be a 2nd and 6 from the 29. They hand the ball back off to Drew Stevens. Stevens is met right at the line of scrimmage by Moody. Now going to be a 3rd and 6 for the Huskies. As Stevens drops the ball, and that was just a bad read by Josh, who once again the O-line kind of gave out, and Josh sensed the pressure and just kind of threw one. As the Huskies have not had a 1st down in a while. As Trent Murphy, one of our backup edge rushers, is hurt on the punt return. It's now going to be 1st and 10 from the 32 for the Buccaneers. Looks like Harrison is flipping the play. We're switching the play at the line of scrimmage. Switches it to a slant, but Dylan Flock able to make a great play on the receiver, as a bruised sternum for Trent Murphy, and he won't be able to return to this one. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line now. As a great tackle from Johnson on 2nd and 10, only allowing Hayward to pick up 3. And if he didn't make that tackle, he had miles to run for. As it's now 3rd and 7. Can the Huskies defense get the stop they need? As Wilcox jumps the curl route, and Wilcox has the offensive line to beat, and it's a touchdown Huskies. A pick 6 for the Huskies to put them back into this one. Russell Wilcox with a huge pick on the play. It's now going to be Huskies going for 2 here. As a bad read by Josh on the play, and he's picked off on the 2-point conversion. And Josh better hope he could catch up to him. And Josh is able to tackle him, as that one almost went back for a Mick pick 2. Just an awful read from Josh right there. Now it's only 24-19. As Josh is kind of seeing ghosts back there, looks like. Just not making the right reads. And Shepard, 3 catches, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the game so far. We've held him in check really since those 2 big plays, but it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. The play action pass, and Wiggins isn't able to keep up with the tight end, as Wiggins isn't really known for his coverage, but Galloway, that might be a receiver actually. Galloway able to pick up 9 on the play. It's now going to be a 2nd and 1. CJ beats his man immediately, and Russell Wilcox nearly picked him off again on what a play by Russell Wilcox right there. Nearly picking him off. It's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 34. Play action pass now. And Harrison with a dot downfield as Russell Wilcox makes a play on Braggs. And that's going to do it for this 3rd quarter, as the Buccaneers made a mistake and have allowed the Huskies to stay in this one, as the offense is looking awful for the Huskies at the moment. But it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 46 for the Bucs to start the 4th quarter. Harrison switching the play at the line. It's going to be a slant route and a forced fumble by Johnson on the play. What a play by Johnson to hit the receiver Shepard, force a fumble, and the Huskies have their 3rd turnover of the game. It's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 41. Hand the ball off to Drew Stevens. Stevens has a nice couple of cuts and then is tackled very hard on the play. It's going to be a 2nd and 6 from the 45-yard line. It's another handoff to Drew Stevens, and Stevens fighting for more yards and able to pick up 5 on the play. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 now. He's closing in on 100 yards on the day. We like to get him that. It'll be the first time this season he's had over 100, I'm pretty sure. On 3rd and 1, Hunter with a drop on 3rd and 1. As Josh tried to stretch it downfield, just Hunter unable to catch it. This is now a big 4th and 1 from the 50-yard line. Josh under center here. And it's a handoff to Drew Stevens, and Stevens is able to pick up the 1st and more as he's taken down at the 45-yard line. Huskies now over 100 yards rushing on the day. Drew Stevens at 93 yards. As Josh hits Jason Blacklock across the middle and gets absolutely laid out. Ref, you got to throw that flag for targeting. That's definitely defenseless receiver or something. As Jason's lucky he wasn't hurt on that one. As Josh felt the heat on the blitz and tried to check it down to Drew Stevens, just unable to connect with Drew. It's now going to be 3rd and 10 from the 45. As Josh lobs this one up to Drew Stevens. And Stevens drops it. What a throw. What a play by the linebacker to force an incompletion there. As it's 4th and 10 and the Huskies offense remains on the field. A little shocking here. As Josh throws one to the flat to Kylo, only able to pick up 4, and just a bad decision to go for there. As Huskies nearly had a touchdown. That's going to be 1st and 10 from the 41 for the Buccaneers. And Wilcox hits that tight end very hard, forces an incompletion. It's now going to be 2nd and 10 from the 41. Harrison switching the play. As tries to test Gage Bloodgood, and Gage forces an incompletion as my user skill right there was pretty bad, but we're not going to talk about it. We're going to move on. It never happened. As a good play by Gage on right there as Caden was forcing some pressure off the edge. That's going to be a 3rd and 10. Huskies switching the line, go to an empty formation here. CJ. As Wilcox is not beat. He was in really good coverage, just a better play by the receiver Galloway as CJ started to force some pressure, and it's now going to be a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Huskies sent to blitz. CJ Hunter, not the best in zone, and allows Galloway to pick up 8 on the play. It's now going to be a 2nd and 2. Second and 2. As the Huskies sent to blitz, and CJ's all over him. As I have to stop clicking on as Bags scores on Dylan. CJ forced some pressure. As I'll take blame for that drive, as my user skills right there were pretty awful. And the Huskies go down 31-19. As the edge pressure was getting to Harrison, that drive just, like I said, my fault on the user skills. As Gage will return this one a couple yards deep in from the end zone. Takes it to the right, only able to get to the 20-yard line, and this offense is going to have to pick it up quickly as they're down 31-19, only 4:40 left in this one. As Josh hits Jason Blacklock, but short gain underneath, and it's kind of been like that all game. The Buccaneers are not allowing anything over the top. As Jason hangs on to that one. A tough catch from Jason, and that might be the longest pass play they've had all game, as that's the 5th catch for Jason. And the Huskies are moving downfield pretty quickly. It's 1st and 10 from the 48. As Hunter's going to catch this one. Breaks off a 1 tackle. Spins away and able to get down to the 38-yard line now. This Huskies offense is going to go no huddle. 1st and 10 from the 38 now. As Josh will step up in that one. Hit hard. Looked like a face mask, but let's see what they call. It was a face mask as he yanked Josh's head backwards. Pretty hard too, but it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line now after the penalty. As Josh throws one up to Damian and just overthrows it on the play. It's now going to be 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Josh trips to the right now. As Drew Stevens. Stevens drops it once again. It's his 2nd big drop this game so far. It's now going to be 3rd and 10 from the 20. It's a play action pass. As Josh is picked off trying to go across the middle of the field, and that one will do it. As Durant this time picks Josh off for his 4th pick of the game, and just an awful performance from Josh after that first quarter. As a good tackle from McMillan, only a gain of 2. as the defense has really showed out this game. Solid game overall for this defense. Just Josh and the offense couldn't really get it going, as the running game was by far the best. As Shepard's going in motion. As Carrington hits Hayward hard. It's now a 3rd and 11 from the 7. But it will be the 2-minute warning as the Huskies are down 31-19 in this one. Harrison in gun. Hands the ball off now. The Huskies are going to call a timeout. Get the ball back. They don't have a great chance to come back, but never say never, as they have gotten an onside kick so far this season. It's Connor Kelly's back there to return this one. It's Connor able to bring it, still going, able to bring it to the 48-yard line. A nice return from Connor. It's now going to be 1st and 10 from the 48. 2 running back set now for Josh. As Hunter is wide open and Josh overshot him. And Josh just continues to add to his poor day. As Hunter would have been walking into the end zone. Now it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 48. As Josh will hit Hunter right there. As Reese is hurt on the play. Another defensive lineman for the Buccaneers, as Hunter catches the ball for a gain of 6. Stopping the clock there is huge for the Huskies. As Josh tried to throw this one away, as Lashley and company were chasing him, and takes a sack on that one, and it's now going to be 4th and 14 from the 43. Game on the line. Can the Huskies convert? As Drew Stevens is wide open on the wheel route, and once again, Josh can't get it to him. Story of the game, as it's 1st and 10 from the 43 for the for the Buccaneers. As they hand the ball off to Hayward. Hayward picks up 7 on the play. And the Buccaneers could run the ball about one more time, and that one will do it for this one. Harrison taking all the clock off. Motions the tight end over. It's going to be a delay of game. They were trying to waste all the clock there. But the Huskies will fall to, I think it's 3-9 on the season after this ugly loss. A great play by Gage right there to end the game, but just an ugly loss for this Huskies team, as the defense kept them in it and the offense just couldn't help him out, as they pretty much had 6 turnovers with 2 turnovers on downs, 4 fumbles, as the defense provided 3 turnovers for the offense, and they just couldn't do anything about it, as Josh had his worst game of the season and Drew Stevens had his best game of the season, shockingly. Josh wasn't helped with a couple of drops, but nonetheless, it is on Josh, not the drops. As McMillan led the team in tackles, Grimes, Carrington, McMillan, and Willie had a tackle for loss. A sack for Grimes, a pick for Russell Wilcox, who brought it back 4-6. No deflections, 2 forced fumbles for Johnson. And we recovered both of them, as Gage and Dillon had a fumble recovery, but that will end this one as the Buccaneers go on top in this one, 31-19 over the Huskies. We moved to 3-9 on the season, and I'll see y'all in week 14. Peace.